Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint, the only West Ham United post-match toilet show on the internet. We're back for the fifth year?
Fifth year, yeah.
Fifth year of Post-Match Pint?
Yeah, must be, yeah. 5 years?
Nearly 5. This is the 5th year coming up.
Oh, well, there you go then.
Yeah, we're back again for another season. We've just been to the London Stadium, watched West Ham tragically lose the Betway Cup.
Another chance at silverware thrown away, squandered.
I don't know what we're going to do, mate. We'll have to concentrate on the league now. Take us through the starting lineup. You're the man on the right.
Right. No, the bloke on the left does it, didn't he?
No.
All right. Well, I got there late anyway, so right. Roberto in goal.
Right, do you want me to do it?
Creswell on the left.
Yeah.
Diop, Balbuena. Fredericks on the right.
Yeah.
Rice, Wilshere, Addison, Fornals, Lanzini, Aller.
Yeah, well done, mate.
Well done, the bench.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now do their starting lineup.
Yeah.
Care.
Look, there's not much to talk about the game. I just want to sort of talk about pre-season really and how you think it's gone.
I thought today's game was a good run out though. They come here. They was up for it.
It was competitive,
yeah,
weren't they?
Of course they was. They give us a good game, and we was 2-0 down at one point.
That goal, that Elliot goal.
Oh yeah, you turn up today. What you're expecting?
You didn't see it.
You're expecting Sebastian.
Was it?
Elliott.
It was actually an own goal. I thought you guys were taking the.
He went to boot it out and he sliced it in his own net. And not the greatest start for him at London Stadium, but look, as you said, if he's going to do it in a friendly. Don't.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't know that. I was saying how. He is great. He does look quality, but it's just funny that he happened to get an own goal.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Our record signing, top goal scorer, and.
But he was involved in both of our goals. He brought the ball down, didn't he? Controlled it well and flicked it onto.
You can see the quality that he's going to bring in just a few games that he's played.
I don't think he was that impressive today, but he is. No, I don't think he was. I don't think he was that impressive.
He's worked for Jack Wilshere's goal,
but his work rate is very good, and he's got that striker's instinct. You can just see he's got that proper centre forwards instinct. He's got that.
I mean, to be honest, we haven't been to any. I haven't been to any pre-season games this summer, so I was looking forward to coming over here and seeing, especially the new signings, how they've sort of fitted in. And Fornals looked impressive. Jack Wilshere, he is like a new signing, really, isn't he? Because he's come back from that long-term injury last season. And Sebastian Aller as well. I was impressed with him. Once he gets going, he's going to be a hell of a player.
Fornals was brilliant, I thought.
Yeah, I think he's bringing out the best in Lanzini as well, because Lanzini seems to have upped his game a bit, and Lanzini got a lot of criticism last year.
To be fair, mate, I think that's the way Haller plays. I think he's opening up space for him. If you look at that goal, Haller brought it down. He's put it over to Fornals. Fornals has sort of done this overhead kick.
Flicked it over
they're both dangerous players, and Lanzini's on the back post more or less on his own.
That's got to be one of the best assists at the stadium. When you look at it, is that and the Rabone? Yeah, he flicks it up over and does an overhead scissor kick, and then Lanzini buries it in the back of the net.
Mate, I can do that.
It was. It's good to see all the players get a run out, and look, these sort of friendlies, the players do pull out challenges because they don't want to be injured. It's all about next week. Now we could have lost that game 5-0 today. It wouldn't really have bothered me because it's all about match fitness and key players getting.
There was definitely 100% some sense of not going hard at it today. I could definitely sense that, especially from the first 11. Second 11 seemed to have they wasn't as impressive going forward because they didn't have the players on the pitch, but I thought they put more of a shift in.
From the first half team, you're probably maybe Masuaku for Creswell. Who else was out there?
I just listed off the team.
That's pretty much your starting 11.
I think
Fabianski. That's pretty much your starting.
You worried about Fabianski?
No, not really. I heard some people talking outside. I think they just rested him today.
I think barring Fabianski, that's probably the team that will start against City. I think maybe Creswell will start because he's a little bit more defensive.
I don't know. Do you know what? I was impressed with Masuaku when he come on. I thought
he did put a few tackles in.
Yeah,
he looks to have worked on his defence. Yeah, you've been saying it, mate.
A few good balls as well. Maybe Pellegrini's told him. He said, "Look, you're my first choice left back. Just work on your defending a bit." Creswell was the same. He overlaps. Sometimes his final ball's not perfect, but he does well. Creswell, I do like Aaron Creswell.
What's he lost though, Aaron Cresswell?
I think he's lost sort of a bit of confidence and a bit of pace, because when we first signed Cresswell, he used to take people on.
He was up and down, wasn't he?
Yeah. Now he just don't seem to be doing that. But look, he had a long-term injury as well, didn't he? So, but no, I'm excited by. I'm looking forward for our players going toe-to-toe with City next week, because I think going forward we can definitely give them a game. We just need to make sure that we're tight at the back, and Declan Rice has got a big job next week trying to stop like the players like De Bruyne.
That's
Silva.
I can see us setting up a little bit more defensive. I've heard through the grapevine. Now, I'm not in the know, and I'm not saying that this is true or whatever, but I've heard a few people saying today that although the club haven't announced it, it could be that someone saying that Mark Noble's dad was telling everyone that he's injured for a couple of weeks and he will miss the City game, which I don't know whether he would have started, but
I was about to say that. I don't think he would have started.
I don't know whether he would or not, mate. But what it does is it sort of takes away that sort of defensive foil, if you know what I mean. Like, we looked very good going forward with Wilshere. Wilshere likes to play from deep, but I wouldn't call him a defensive midfielder. And at times today, it looked like Rice was getting a little bit overrunning, like when they was breaking with the ball.
But this is
that's athletic Bilbao. Imagine next week if it's fucking Manchester City.
Yeah, but this is where players like Lanzini and Anderson need to drop back in as well and help out.
Well, I'll tell you what, he did that today. Anderson, he put in a few good tackles. He worked his arse off him. He gave away.
I thought he played well.
I thought that was his best pre-season game.
Yeah, some people were coming out of the ground saying that they weren't impressed with him. I thought he played all right.
He's always got. See, I don't think he did play that particularly.
He's worked. I don't know. He's picked up on his pace a bit. The
way
running around players.
Sometimes his first touch is bad. His first touch lets him down.
I know they've played 5 or 6 games. Is it our 5th pre-season game or 6th, whatever? They're still a bit rusty in there, so you can.
There might be a little bit of legs as well from Thursday.
And not only that, the Premier League is where you get your match fitness. That's where, because it's a different from playing the Bilbaos and Fulhams and Hertha Berlins and that.
No, I thought it was his defensiveness that impressed me today. His defensive abilities, and I said he was putting in the tackles and winning balls back, and like he does. You know, I said his first touch and he's losing the ball sometimes lets him down, but I thought. Like you said, if he can get stuck in on the City game, then
he's quite defensive. He's I don't know whether that's been brought into his game. I don't know what he was like at Lazio really. So I don't know.
Someone said it on fan cams, didn't they? It was like a glorified training session today.
Yeah, of course.
Which it sort of is. You can see there's players don't want to get stuck in. They don't want to get injured, and you can sort of understand that. Next week it'll be completely different team, different setup,
Thing is, let's be fair. Like, in terms of like other teams and all that, this is a free swing of the bat against City. This is a free swing of the bat. It really, really, like, of course you want to win the games, it's the Premier League, but you're really, really not expecting. So it sort of gives him an extra week to sort of get everyone ready, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's a weird one as well, because City, obviously, Liverpool play on the Friday night. So they're going to be rivals again this season. So if Liverpool win 4 or 5-0 and they're top of the league, City are going to want to start. If Liverpool lose to Norwich, they're going to want to. So Man City are going to be on it next week. So
I just don't want him to put 4 past us. That's
it's a bonus game.
Yeah,
next
you're
week.
Right, yeah.
You know, if we pick up a point, everyone's going to be happy. Anyone would walk out that ground pissed off that we've got a point against City, unless we've dominated it and we've had like 10 clear-cut chances.
Even if we lose like 2-1 or something, I think people.
You want to put up a fight, because then if you can perform like that against City, you go to Brighton with full of confidence.
Yeah, exactly. You give them a game. Do you know what I mean?
I just don't want the confidence to be knocked out, but I don't think you will. It's literally a free swing of the bat.
Yeah, last season we started off with a 4-0 defeat at Anfield, and look at the confidence it took going into the next couple of games. We lost to Bournemouth at home. Yeah. And then Arsenal away, then Wolves at home, and we finally got a win against Everton.
Yeah. Of all places,
which we weren't expecting. So as we said, City is a bonus game.
I remember looking at the Everton game, thinking, when are we going to get our points from until Christmas?
But then it'll be so West Ham to go and beat City on the opening day, and then go and lose to Brighton and then Norwich and things like that. That's we've known that West Ham throughout the years, but no, I enjoyed the game today. It was nice to be back over the London Stadium. First time we've been over here since.
It was hot today, wasn't it?
What game was it? Southampton? Was it Southampton last home game of the season? I think it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
3-0 win.
No, I think there was one after that one now.
No, I think it was.
Was it really?
I'm sure.
So
I don't know, but we ain't been over it since then anyway. But
it showed how much depth we've got in that attacking sort of midfield and the wings when you're bringing on Yarmolenko off the bench.
Yeah, Antonio, Snodgrass.
Yeah.
You've just chosen the cheapest beer, ain't you?
What do you mean?
Yeah,
It's the one I like. I like Carlsberg. And they're not sponsoring us, but
If you do want to sponsor us, it's lovely.
yeah, they're not going to sponsor now.
Yeah.
It's
nice, isn't it?
They do, win it until we get up and running proper.
Yeah, this
And
is
you
just.
haven't
By the way,
mentioned
this is just a
Test
post-match pint. It's just a test broadcast, I suppose.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just trying out another location.
A new location.
Yeah, new location, because when we're in the pubs, and it can get just noisy, and you've got all the trains, and I think it's best we have somewhere a bit more.
We've still got
controlled.
trains. The trains will never go away, but it's not as bad.
They're outside the windows, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully it sort of like eases the audio issues we had with the pubs and all that. And the pub's shut anyway. Even if we did want to go there, the pub's shut for a
is
while.
it?
Yeah, shut for a good while. So
But, let us know what you think of this location.
yeah, let us know down in the comment section down below. Back to the game, boys. Look, Wilshire's finish was a nice finish. That's a great positive, I think. I think Wilshire getting on the score sheet as well.
That's his first goal in a West Ham shirt, and hopefully that gives him a bit of confidence. Lanzini 3-3 now. Hopefully he'll be buzzing for the Man City game, want to get on the score sheet again. There's a lot of positives to take, but there's some negatives to take as well defensively.
The thing is with City, when you think about City, I know that they're a well-organised side and all that, but we have got the players to do damage. We've got the players to make them think twice, and they've lost company. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they might not be as... I'm picking at straws.
Clasping at straws.
Yeah, clasping at straws here at the minute. But I'm just saying, like, if you want to take positives out of it, we've got the players to do the damage. It's just the back that worries me. Now...
Because they've got exactly the same. They've got players that can damage us. It could be a 5-all game next week.
Yeah. Or it could be 10-5 to them. That's the problem.
I think I'll take that.
Yeah, we can score 5 past City. But it's funny though, because we've got the two centre backs that the centre back pairing that everyone, that's what we started with, that everyone wants. Balbuena and Diop. That's the one everyone's been raving about. But we obviously still have these problems, and that's what I'm thinking. It's not so much whether the personnel, but it's maybe the way we play. Yeah,
it's the midfield.
I think as well. It's the system. It's the high line that we play, and it's just so easy to counter against us as we get caught out quite a bit. And we as well. We don't seem to close players down so much. We seem to give a lot of space.
Yeah, there was a pass in the first half, right? Me and you looked at each other and went, "That was lucky." Diop is past the halfway line trying to close a man down, like. You know what I mean? And the rest are on the halfway line. And
that ball goes through. They're clear.
They're clear.
They're
clear,
3-on-1.
And if that's Man City, that will go through. And if they are clear, it's Aguero and De Bruyne and David Silva bearing down. Sterling, yeah. You know what I mean? So that's what worries me a little bit. I don't know whether he's just persisting with his eye line, but I don't know.
Well, I think because I remember last season we had a lot of offsides for the other teams. Like we caught out a lot of players offside. So he was doing this sort of offside trap thing. Yeah. And I remember a couple of times it came back to bite us.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's whether if we try and do that against City, mate, they'll rip us to pieces.
It's a shame it's City, isn't it?
Yeah. Look, it's got to be. You've got to play them at some point. And look, we all felt like this when we got Arsenal away the other year. And I remember us all going, we're going to the end, and we won 2-0. So you never know.
Yeah.
You never know, mate. It can happen. So
yeah. It's funny though when people say, it's the best time to play him at the start. We always say, and then we end up getting...
Well, the thing is, you got our new signings that want to impress. Sebastian Haller, he's going to want to score on his debut, on his full debut, Premier League debut. So
I was surprised that they said there was still like 200 odd tickets left for the game.
They're charging like 75 quid. Plus it's on Sky, innit, or BT, whatever it's on.
See, this is stupid, and this is why when I see empty seats today, it's like, why not just charge it a lot cheaper and fill out the thing? Do you know what I mean? And trying to...
The thing is, what was the ground was more or less like half full.
Yeah.
So about 40,000.
Yeah, I reckon it was between 40 and 45.
Yeah, so like you could fit another 15,000 in, and they could have offered £5 tickets.
Or
£1 tickets. Yeah. I don't see why they don't do that sort of thing. I don't know whether it's a policing issue. I don't know whether it's...
They should have just done every ticket a tenner.
Yeah.
I was a bit surprised when they did do the tiering system. Do you know what I mean, for these games? Because I thought normally like Carling Cup games is like a £10 or you know, flat fee.
Still a good turnout.
Yeah, I tried to buy my section. It's 25 quid.
There was a lot. I see a lot of people walking to the ground. There was a lot of positives. People looked like happy to get back.
Are we positive?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's been a long summer. Looking forward to the season starting. I'm looking forward to coming over here next week. You come to these games, you're not really pumped up for it, are you? It's just it's a friendly. But Man City will be totally different next week.
Yeah,
Totally
I walked into my section, right, all buzzing. Everyone's sitting down. And I felt like, am I in the wrong space? Like, am I in the wrong place? And it was just, it's a different crowd.
People were just coming over to people were having a first time look and all that. The atmosphere was decent.
The Bilbao fans made it a bit decent, didn't they? They had a good turnout as well. Fair play to them. I know most of them probably live over here, but it's still a good turnout.
Yeah, I reckon you'll have a few, some of them seem like diehards that travel. You'll probably have a few diehards that made the...
But the penalty shootout was a shambles.
Most people left because they didn't realise, and they was like, and now a penalty shootout. People were like, oh shit, like there's a...
Dear God, bloody hell.
Oh, what a how that was. And Chicharito's was awful.
Hernandez is,
It was like you were saying, poachers, you know what I mean? With the
Second team, mate. Second team.
Yeah, that's when we didn't have like our two. I was going to be two top penalty takers in Noble and Allaire.
How do you know Allaire's going to be a penalty?
Because he was a penalty taker at Frankfurt. Yeah, he was known for his penalties.
Snoddy's was decent.
Yeah, Snodgrass.
Yarmolenko's was decent as well, yeah.
Yeah, and Roberto pulled off a save.
Did he?
Had to,
the post.
No, he saved it.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure he saved it, yeah. I mean, if you correct us if we're wrong, but I don't know. What do you reckon about Roberto? Because look, if you look at Adrian, he's still not got a club, right? Yeah. He still ain't been picked up.
I ain't been impressed with him, I'll be honest. But look, he's new to English football. I remember Adrian when he first started for us, he was a bit shaky. You said Darren Randolph was the same, so I'll be very sort of worried if Fabianski is out for long term.
Yeah.
But Adrian and Randolph were a lot younger when we signed them. Like Roberto's already inside.
Yeah, I know. I can't work out the two signings of the goalkeepers. Honestly, I can't.
Martin is the one that I don't get. I can understand Roberto because it's a backup, but Martin's the one.
He hasn't hardly played pre-season, has he?
Played about 20 minutes, I think.
I'm wondering if he was just for that whole, the homegrown stuff because he's English. We've signed him because of his English.
I've got a clue, mate. I just can't work it out.
I would have rather not signed either of them and kept Adrian because if Adrian's not got a club,
I'd rather kept Nathan Trott and give him a
Exactly.
Yeah. But maybe Adrian though wanted to play first team football.
Well, now he ain't got a club at all. So he ain't playing no football.
Yeah, but he's going to sign for someone.
Yeah, he's probably going to sign for
someone. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he said that he had.
That'd be us. Deadline day, we'll sign Adrian back.
Because the thing is now, if Fabianski is legit injured or does get injured, and we've got Roberto as our first choice keeper, that's worrying.
Don't forget, look, not too long ago, Adrian forced his way into a Spain squad, a couple of Spain squads.
Yeah.
Not too many seasons ago. You know what I mean? So he is a decent keeper.
Well, yeah, that's why it's good to have him in the.
But yeah, I can't see him wanting to play second fiddle to Fabianski. And Fabianski's a brilliant goalkeeper, so no, I don't know. I don't get the signing of Martin. But I am people are going to think that I'm going to lambast the ball and all that sort of thing I've always said this. I'm never going to be talking about money spent and all that. I'm talking about quality added to the team. And let's be fair, the two players that they've added are fucking quality. They're quality.
Yeah, they've improved where they needed to. We needed someone else that can play attacking football. We got full now.
I'm sure someone will have a go at us on the screen saying, "Oh, you're being blinded and all that."
No, we're not being blinded. It's like, yeah, I know. Look, we all want to go out and spend another 150 million, but sometimes you don't have to do that. We've got a decent enough squad. We do need more players. Yeah, there's no denying that. We need 2 or 3 more players. But if he went out and got a couple of free transfers and maybe a loan deal, if they settle in the squad, sometimes you don't have to go out and spend big money.
That's right, mate.
So it's one of them, innit? I mean, people will always have their thing against the board. We've got our feelings on the board, but sometimes look, put their feelings to the board aside for a moment and just enjoy the team. Yeah. And get behind the team.
But the one thing is, this is where I sort of slightly disagree with you. Like, what you say is right about quality that matters over money spent. And I agree with that. But this is where we look at net spend. People go, I just talk about net spend. It's not important. But here's the thing. I'm
going to tell you now, you're going to come up with something and I'm going to counter it.
Right.
I'm going to counter it.
Here's the thing, right?
I don't care what it is.
It's like Judge Rinder.
No, but this is what I'm saying, right? So people always say, right, net spend's irrelevant, right? When the board are pleading poverty, and we're hearing these stories about we can't sign no more players because we haven't got the money, we can spend, we've got considerably less than 5 million, but our net spend is about 20 million. Then you start to question, okay, net spend is important because we should have, you told us initially it was 35 million budget, so how can you tell us we've got less than 5 million? And there are additions we can make.
I do understand that, and we've saved a lot of money on wages.
Yeah, we saved like 200 grand a week or something.
We've saved 18 million pounds in wages, right? But I'm going to put this to you, sir. All right? I'm going to put this to you, Winker Wally. What happens if we play in the Man City game, Fornals, Haller, Lanzini, they'll go out, long-term injuries. And you might say, right, that's never going to happen. Last season, we had Wilshere, Sanchez, and, remind me right, Yarmolenko go out within the first 4 games of the season.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Well, no, maybe a bit longer than that. 5.
Sanchez got injured at Arsenal.
Sanchez got injured Sanchez got injured in the Carling Cup game, didn't he?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Right, so that ain't that far. That's September. Yarmolenko at Chelsea, which wasn't too far into the thingy, and Wilshere was more or less about 5 games in.
At the day he signed.
Yeah, whatever it was, 4-5 games in. So that's 3 of our major signs. What happens if we get an injury to Haller, Fornals, Lanzini? We've got no creativity and no striker, right? Apart from... so you get to January...
Yeah.
And we've spunked all of the money we've had and all of the wages we've had on some fucking dickhead that can play centre back. How's that going to help us?
No, but
you have to keep things in reserve.
Yeah, but if you look at how much money we're bringing over a season, like this £35 million thing, I don't understand it myself.
But
anyway,
that's it. I'll never understand it. But I must admit, like I've been guilty of this before. I'm moan and yeah, sometimes they do try and take the piss, right? But I genuinely believe this time they're not trying to take the piss. I think they're just trying to be cautious.
I tell you what I heard, and this is fucking massive pinches of salt all over the bloody gaff, right? Like that, pinches of salt, right? I heard that apparently they're keeping this money in reserve for buying the stadium. Right, so they're putting some... That's what I...
It's all ifs and buts.
Ifs and buts and maybes.
Rumours and that.
But do you agree with me or do you agree with me?
Yeah, no, I sort of can see where you're both coming from.
Yeah, but here's what I'm saying. Squad depth.
Yeah, but you'd rather sign like quality over quantity, wouldn't you?
But the thing is, you say about squad depth, we've put 2 full teams out that today, right? Let's look at the reserves that come on, right? You're never going to change the goalkeeper, right? So you put Diop on. Yeah. We didn't have Reed, right? Remember that? We didn't have Noble. Yeah. So we put Diop on. We've put Zabaleta on. We've put Masuaku on. In the midfield, we had Snoddy. Who else we had? Remind me? Yarmolenko, Antonio. That is 2 full teams. You can only have 25 players in a team.
Yeah, but I mean,
2 full teams.
I think the only place we really sort of need a bit of cover is centre mid as well, and a striker.
Yeah, centre mid and a forward.
Yeah, I mean, if we're having to keep hold of Masuaku and Creswell,
we've got 2 right backs, 2 left backs. How many centre backs we've got? 4. 4. Exactly, 4 centre backs.
All fit, all ready to go.
But cover on the wings, up front we're light a bit, and then obviously you've got the centre mid. So if he goes out and gets 2 or 3 signings this week, like if we brought in, say, a Danny Welbeck, I know a lot of people were saying, oh no, we can't have him, but he could turn out to be well for us.
I think the Balotelli thing is if I was a football manager, that'd be a goer for me. Yeah. He's got proven quality. Yeah, he's just got a bad attitude.
That's the problem. He comes with a lot of baggage, but so do a lot of Premier League players.
I mean, I'm not saying we need to go and sign about 5 or 6 players, but what I'm saying is,
I'm not just saying
the money's there.
I'm not just saying you, mate, but a lot of people are. It's as soon as like they see that we're in not profit, but we haven't spent the money that we promised to spend.
People are saying, "Oh, look, Aston Villa are outspending us," but last year we spent what Aston Villa spent, and Aston Villa are now spending their parachute money. Yeah. So it's.
Yeah, look, it's not always about like spending 100 million every time. But what I'm saying is, say we sign 1 more player, we should be able to sign a £15 million player.
But we might. We might.
You don't know.
It's only what certain websites say what we've got.
Yeah, but I mean, this website is known as a mouthpiece for the ball,
you don't know though, Dan. It could be. I've seen this before. I remember a couple of years ago. Do you remember this? Right, when we had that good season at the Boleyn, I remember him turning around and saying, on about the week before the transfer deadlines, we can't sign any more players. Like, we would like to, but it's physically impossible for us to sign any more players because we are up to the limit on our wages. Financial fair play will not let. And on deadline day, he signed 4.
Yeah.
He signed Moses, Jelavic. It was that year, you know, Ogbonna.
Yeah, you absolutely can't judge anything until the windows. I completely agree with that, because as well, that could be a tactic to stop these clubs. Like if you plead poverty.
And that was the time when he was telling every cunt everything.
The thing is, as well, like if the transfer window shut today, would you be happy with the squad? Probably no, because we need a few more. But it is what it is. You've got to work with it.
Yeah,
as you said, you can only have 25 players in a squad. So
I'm a lot more happier about a squad. If the transfer window shut today, I'm a lot more happier about this squad than some of the squads we've had in the past.
We're talking about 2 left backs, 2 right backs. You've also got Ben Johnson that can play either side. So
the thing is, I'm just worried about is if Touchwood Allaire gets injured, right? Then you've just got Chicharito.
Yeah, it does worry me as well.
Also, I think he's going to use Antonio more as a striker this year. So maybe just get him one more.
Bilic tried that and it didn't really work out, though, did it? I mean, he was a striker against
5 in 5 when he played striker.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 5 headers, 6 headers.
I do look. Antonio can play wherever Pellegrini wants to put him. He ain't going to moan. He's just happy to be on the pitch. But we definitely need one more striker to come in. And if we get in another defensive midfielder, I'll be happy with the squad until January.
We don't want to over-rely on Rice.
Myself,
I would like a striker. If we're going to bring anyone in, I'd like.
I think they're definitely going to be working on a striker. I think within the next few days, they'll probably announce someone.
But then, if Antonio's as good as you say he is as a striker, why would you want another striker?
No, he wouldn't, because you'd have Allaire, Hernandez, Antonio as backup just in case. And then another striker.
So Antonio's good on the wing as well. I like Antonio on the wing.
Yeah, but we've got Yarmolenko as well. We've got Dean Garner as well.
Antonio.
He might have to go in goal.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we got Martin, haven't we?
Exactly. He might have to go in goal.
But what I actually want to ask you about, what do you reckon about bloody Oxford? Well, obviously Oxford's left for apparently 2.1 million, but that money, that 2.1 million has supposedly gone to Oxford and his agent. So we ain't got any of that transfer fee, because that's gone to him as a payoff for taking a wage cut.
The thing is, though, is like Oxford's always been overrated. He had one decent game at Arsenal, 4 good touches at Arsenal. When you break it up like that, I've heard rumours that I've heard rumours that he walked around with a bit of an attitude.
I thought he was good at Everton.
He got that 20 grand pay rise, and he thought he was the best player in the club. He proved it when he went to Reading. How unfit he was. The Apstam didn't rate him. He's gone to all these clubs. He's never really settled. He's probably going to be another Ravel Morrison. You know what I mean? He's going to be another player like that who's just going to end up going to about 20 different clubs during his career.
Statue kills him.
I never really rated him. I never did.
I just feel like another club sells him, right? Because he obviously did end up getting a reputation. They get a bit of money from him.
Yeah, but that's, if you're going to sell a player like that, you've got to sell him when his reputation's up. He was 17 when he came into our first team, right?
16.
Was he?
16.
He was
16 years old. Played the game of his life at Arsenal. Everybody was talking about him. If you're going to sell him then. Because I remember I watched a video the other day, actually, when the Oxford news come out. I started watching I started doing a bit of research on him. And I watched a video where, like, he was saying, like, the geezer was going, like, we've just spoke to the manager. The interest from City and Man United were real. Why did you decide to sign a new contract at West Ham? He goes, yeah, I'm happy and all that. So there were big clubs in there. If you want to strike when it's hot, if there's a prospect. But the thing is, you've got this sort of double-edged sword when you do some things like that. Like, you could go and take 25 million from Man City for a player that probably never would end up playing for their first team. But if you do that, at the time, us,
the fans
here, we'd be like, we're a selling club, we've got no ambition, this geezer's going to be the next Rio Third now, blah, blah. We all fought it, so it's a bit of a double-edged sword. So in the end, it's got to such a point where he hasn't progressed in that, what's that now, 5 years? 4 years since we had that season at Bowling. So he's got to be 20, 21. He's done nothing in the game. Obviously, Pellegrini's coming. This is Bilic, this is Moyes, this is Pellegrini. All looked at him and thought he's nowhere near the first team. Yapstam at Reading. I think he only played 9 games for this shit cunt club that he signed for in Germany.
Oh, was it Wolfsburg, was it?
No, it wasn't Wolfsburg. It was
did he do a loan at Wolfsburg?
Augsburg, right? It was Augsburg. They're a tiny club, Augsburg.
Yeah, it's like that. It's just the stories you hear from the training ground, especially under Bilic. He was lazy, didn't want to listen.
The thing is,
he was Billy Big Bollocks.
I think the big.
That's what
problem,
happens when you give these players big contracts.
Yeah,
at young age.
Yeah, 20 grand a week. But I think the big problem was his agent, because he had the same agent as, what's his name? He sold to Watford. What's his name?
Keena.
Yeah.
He's also got the same as Sterling.
Yeah, so this guy.
Yeah, but look at Sterling.
Yeah, but no, he's done. I'm not saying he's done good for Sterling, but what I'm saying is how he goes about. He's a very snidey bloke. Like, he was going to the papers, right, and making up about Quina that Barcelona are interested to drum up all this thing. And what happens is they're going to Watford, but he gets in these players' ears. He's very underhanded.
Yeah, they're all the same, mate.
They're all on commission, aren't they? So they want the biggest transfer they can get. But
no, he's got a bad reputation.
Yeah, no, he's left the club now. So
yeah. But
That's
I think what's coming about though from the fan base is that we look at how much we sell players for. Is when you look at other clubs seem to get more than their players are worth, and we seem to get.
But to be honest with you, I think that's a detriment because we get put in similar situations. Right? Now Leicester have just sold Maguire to Man United for 85 million quid. Yeah,
way more than his value.
Way more than his value, right? If we'd have pushed it. If we'd have really pushed it with Man United, if we'd have flirted with them a little bit and said to them like, all right, like with like Diop, they offered something like 65 million plus Harry Maguire, plus Phil Jones. Right? If we'd have just turned around and went up it a little bit and we might listen, they would have paid 85 million pound for him. But Leicester, like people go on about Leicester, yeah, they've just lost. I don't know how important he is to Leicester. Look, I'll be honest with you, I don't watch Leicester. I know they're a good team and all this sort of thing, but I don't watch Leicester. But he's got to be one of the most fundamental parts of their defence.
He had better stats than Van Dijk.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right. Like dribbles and things like that.
So he's got to be one of their...
But what about the geezer they sold to Newcastle?
Let me just...
Newcastle sold to them.
Right. So they've gone out at the beginning of the window knowing that Man United have gonna sign Maguire for 85 million quid. They knew he was gonna go. Like they've been flirting with him since the window opened. He's finally been confirmed that he's gonna stay. They've gone out and spent £100 million. Everyone's going, whoa, they spent £100 million. Now add on to the Maguire money. They spent less money than us.
Yeah,
less money than us. So they've reinvested their money, right? We could have done that with Diop. Yeah, we could have gone out and spent £100 million and then flirted with the Diop thing and sold him for £85 million. But we're trying to keep these players, you know what I mean, and add on to the. I'm going to be honest, right? This ball is far from perfect, and I've had many things to say about this ball in the past, right? And I still think they're a pair of cunts, to be honest with you, and I always will. But I don't think we've ever been a selling club underneath them, like unless we've needed to sell. Like you had
we only really sold when we got relegated, didn't we? When we sold Scott Parker and things like that.
Arnautovic and Payet, they had to sell. They didn't have a choice. They was kicking up a storm. It's no good for the club. I remember them selling Bellamy when they first came in. When Man City first got the money, maybe it wasn't even them. But
I'm sure Bellamy said he didn't even want to go as well. I'm sure Bellamy.
But I think that at the time, mate, it was a fucking dire situation, and we needed money.
That's a shame, though.
We've never really been a selling club. So
that's definitely something you have to give them credit for.
You know what I mean? Like, don't forget, Leicester have just signed some £85 million worth of players, but they've just sold an £85 million asset. We're still keeping our assets.
Yeah. And they always had that in their mind that they was going to sell him. That's why
they knew they was going to sell him.
Yeah, that's why they've gone out and bought all these players. Because they wouldn't have sold him if they didn't get some of these players in. So
I'm trying to think of the players at the top. We have seen some bang average players go for very eyebrow raising.
That's just the market, mate. That's just the day's market.
Like Zaha and that for 70 million and 80 million.
But even Ayo Perez, right, from flipping Newcastle, right, what did he score? Like 9 goals or something. He really
went for 35 million.
With 35 million.
Look at that new striker they've just signed, that Brazilian boy. He scored like 9 goals in 4 seasons.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he ain't got a good goal scoring record.
Yeah, and
9 goals in 4 seasons.
He's got a really poor goal scoring record. This Joe Atta or something his name is, or something. Jota or something.
I feel a little bit better about the transfers. Diop's turning out to be, as I say before, and it's let's be honest, it's because Sullivan isn't fucking delving into the market and trying to get, I think, as I said before, what gets Sullivan's rocks off is finding that Lanzini, that little gem that you find in the middle of nowhere that turns out to be a superstar that you can sell on for 50, 60 million pound and all that sort of thing. I think that's what sort of gets him off a little bit. Not that he does sell him, but I'm just saying he likes to get that sort of superstar for 7 million. Let's be honest, Lanzini's worth a lot more than £7 million if he's playing well.
Oh yeah, in today's market, he's probably got to be worth 40 odd.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he likes that, but now he's passing that on to sort of Uzilios, who is identifying what we need and identifying, the way that Pellegrini wants to play, and I think that's we're gonna reap the rewards of that.
Yeah, actually, the new signings since Pellegrini came in, the new signings that we've had, they're nearly all quality. When you look at it, the Yarmolenkos, Wilshere obviously when he's fit, and now Allaire.
I think that's a big thing over the last few seasons. Is we've had some good players, but they've just been out injured. Like we've had Reed. Reed was what Reed could have gone to any Premier League club in the fucking country 4 or 5 years ago, but he's been injured. We had Andy Carroll. Andy Carroll, when he went to Liverpool, like loads of teams wanted to sign him. We got him a couple of years after when he was in good form, just because someone didn't fancy him. Rodgers didn't fancy him. Record signing and that, and he spent the whole time injured. We've had some good players, but they're injured. Now it's time to replace them good players that are injured with good players that are fit, and then that's when you'll start to see a little bit of consistency. That's when you'll start to see a little bit of pick-up in, and I think that's what they're doing. I think they've replaced sort of like the Carroll and
this is why I think we should steer away from
stay fit.
Like,
but they're backups. At the end of the day, Carroll, you've got to think this, apart from probably the last season or two, when we've had Arnautovic, Carroll, if he'd have been fit, he'd have been our number one forward. It would have been our number one forward. Like, a lot of the like Slav's philosophy and Moyes' philosophy would have been to use Carroll.
Yeah. He just didn't fit in with Pellegrini's.
And Sam's. Sam was... Carroll's
wet dream.
Yeah, it's like a wet dream to him, you know what I mean, to have Carroll about. And unfortunately, he spent all of that time that they had him injured, and he would have been our number one forward, and they was always relying on him coming back. Now, we've got rid of him. Halaire's our number one striker. Hopefully, we'll keep him fit and we'll see our fucking number one striker on the pitch rather than having to scrape around. So I won't mind selling the Welbeck if it's just for backup.
There's no point having a backup that's in the treatment room, is there?
But he's got to play to get injured. And
it's training. You can get injured.
Well, you know.
I think if you can get... I mean, like I said, I wouldn't mind a Balotelli, like I said, as a if he's happy to play.
Balotelli could get injured.
Yeah, but I mean, anyone can get injured.
Exactly.
But the thing is once you've had a few serious injuries,
it's
more
likely,
to reoccur. Because that's just how it is. So you want to get players who don't have that. Because there was Deeney, wasn't it? Talk about Deeney, but he's had some serious knee troubles. And they wanted 50 million for Deeney.
Yeah.
It was still worth. I mean,
still they're fucking 50 million. But some don't drive a Deeney.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, ultimately, look, if it shuts now, then I think we've still got a good.
That's what I'm saying. We've still got a week or just under a week now. It shuts Thursday 5 o'clock. See what happens.
Should we leave it there?
Yeah.
40 minutes.
Hopefully next time we'll have a few more decorations.
Yeah, this is, as I said, we're just a test. We're coming here today just to see what the room was like, see what the noise level was like, see what the light was like and things. Leave your comments in the comment section down below. I think you're going to prefer it.
Yeah.
To be honest, you're going to prefer it. And then the next time we come in here, next time we'll have all our lights, all our decorations, and we'll start to sort of form the room a little bit. And hopefully it will become our new home for years to come.
Yeah, definitely.
Who lent us this room again?
This is so Arik from Diva Apprenticeships. They own the place and the room, so they've let us use it. So
thank you.
Double thumbs
up. If you want to join an apprenticeship, go to Diva Apprenticeships.
I might join an apprenticeship. Yeah. I've got a lovely picture of Oprah Winfrey on the wall over there.
You could be the next Oprah Winfrey.
I think that'd be a bit difficult, mate. I've got the tits. Yeah, thank you very much for... Yeah, I had to take it.
Any other business before anything else you want to announce?
No, just all the shows are up on the socials up. We've got live shows coming up twice this week.
You're doing
transfer videos.
Transfer deadline day.
We'll be live on transfer deadline day for the live show on Thursday. Yeah, I think that's it.
Musings is coming back.
Musings,
West Ham Week.
West Ham Week's coming back, and we've got a lot of exciting stuff we're planning.
Fan cams.
You'll hear with that within the next couple of weeks.
To take the channel to that next.
Scotty will be back with his preview. He's back. Yeah. Scotty's been up for the summer, obviously, after losing his brother, but he is ready to come back now. I was hoping to get him into a live show, but I think we'll just let him come back for the preview. And I don't think he'll be here next week for post-match pint, however. But he is coming back. I promise he is coming back. But he'll do a preview this week, so you'll see Scotty. We'll have all our normal content, plus a little bit more content, plus the live shows that we've got going on, plus all the fan cam from next week, plus a load of new exciting stuff that we're going to tell you about a little bit later. But as I said, thank you very much for joining us. One thing left to say, boys.
Come on, Lions.